We are zooming from my kitchen into your home or your office space, and it is a pleasure and a privilege to be with you. We have a lot of great information this next hour to talk about. Later on, we're going to have the Humane Society here, not to talk about the pet of the week, although that is happening. We're going to have them here to talk about the Raise Your Paw online auction that they would love to have your participation in. We'll talk about that. And then Wendy Morris from Lutheran Services Northwest will be here to talk about their partners in care. Then we're going to talk with Brian Flint and Levi Merchant from Sound Outreach. And then, of course, our pet of the week will be here from Julie at the Humane Society. And with me right now is a powerful trinity of women. We're talking about a segment called Safe Sites for All. So please join me in welcoming back Lori Davenport. Now, Lori, you are the Safe Sites for All campaign manager, but you are also the director of outreach for Tacoma Pro Bono Community Lawyers. Welcome back. Lori, how many hats can you possibly wear?
I don't know. Actually, one of the things I do for Safe Sites for All is we created a new website where I've created a bunch of graphics, and I actually have a graphic with a guy wearing a whole bunch of hats because he's homeless and he doesn't have a place to store his stuff, so all of his hats are stacked up. So that's my model, just stack them.
Well, you do it very well. I never see you drop a hat. So impressive, Ms. Davenport. Teresa Power-Drudas, you are the Executive Director of New Connections here in Tacoma, and you are also the All Campaign Volunteer and Co-Executive Director of New Connections. Teresa, welcome to Cityline. I have not had you on the show. I've been in major Zooms with you, but it's wonderful to get to have you for 13 minutes. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And this beautiful woman, Monique Brown, you are the founding director of Forward Operating Base Hope. And it's great to have you on Cityline. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you. Good to be here.
I hope it's a first of many, especially once you tell us what your organization does. So first off, Lori, all those hats, why are you wearing one hat today, and why are you here to talk with us?
So I'm here as the director of this, not director, we're kind of we cooperate. It's a very small group. But I'm here to talk about the Safe Sites for All project because I actually got into it because of what we do at Tacoma Pro Bono, because we prevent homelessness, but we realize that there's a lot more to it than that. Homeless people have enormous legal needs that need to be taken care of, and we have gotten into that, and therefore I've gotten involved more and more, and I really wanted to do something, so I'm part of this.
I sit here and I am just amazed that you are a part of this, and I'm sure I'm going to find out that I'm amazed that the two of you also are a part of this, because you are not women that just do one thing. You are women that run with the wolves. You don't stop. So, Lori Davenport, thank you for putting another hat on to help us. Is it as if you didn't have enough to do with Tacoma Pro Bono and all of the great work that you do for our community? So, Teresa, when Lori says that she's on board for Safe Sites for All, what is Safe Sites for All?
We're a group of folks who started out doing the Safe Parking Network, which was a little grant from the Greater Tacoma Community Hub Foundation that had a big bite. It was really a powerful thing. It got us started helping a lot of churches get safe parking spaces. And we'll talk a little more about that later, but we are meeting every week to try to solve this. And as we did that, we decided we can't just stick to places for people to park their cars safely when people are in vehicle homes. We also have to find a way for people who are in tents to have a safe place to stay as well. So that's why we expanded from the Safe Parking Network and became Safe Sites for All.
I love that. Boy, and I love that you said it took a big bite because that's true. It did take a big bite. Lori, what is the campaign to end street homelessness?
So, yeah, not only to end street homelessness, but to end it by 11/1/21. And yes, coming up. So
Right around
this
the corner.
this came out of some seriously large Zoom meetings that were held at the end of 2020, beginning of 2021. They were basically summits on what are we going to do about homelessness, and we had a lot of people were involved. The mayor, the county executive. It was a big deal. We brought the community together to talk about how to do this, and that was the goal. The goal is come 2021 when winter starts. Nobody dies. Everybody has a place to stay that's out of the elements. So that was the goal. And eventually, this is a wonderful thing. The county actually took leadership and took over that effort. So it is happening. It is a real thing. It is happening. It's a realistic goal. And I'm very proud to be involved with it.
Oh, I can't wait to dig into this. So, Monique, when we talk about street homelessness, how is that different from other kinds of homelessness or unhousedness?
Well, really, Amanda, it's all about the access to services and to basic daily needs, right? So if I'm in a shelter, I can get a shower. I may be able to wash my clothing. I can find something to eat. But if I'm street homeless, then I've got to find somewhere to go shower. I've got to find food. I don't have the safety of four walls. And so, it doesn't keep me away from the elements either. We've got a lot of rain and cold weather here, and being homeless, exposes you to all of that.
It sure does. And that is what this project focuses on, is street homeless, for people who don't have access to those wraparound services. They have a lot of barriers. Teresa, what makes you think we can get this done by November 1st? Because I was on that big phone call when we got all of the powers to be together, and it was a heavy lift. So what is it that makes you think this is going to work?
Well, it absolutely can work. We know what we need. We've said it really clearly. We know approximately how many people are out there unsheltered. And it really is all about the will to do this, the community support to do this, and the decision to act swiftly so that by November 1st, there is a place for people to put their tents. And if, I know people are saying November 1st is really ambitious. It was ambitious in July. Now it's a critical issue. We need to get on board. We need everybody pushing for it. And we need to act as if it is our own children who are in those tents.
Oh, you're killing me over here, Teresa, because anybody who knows me knows that they are someone's son and daughter, and they matter. They are not invisible, and they need our help and our time and our listening hearts. It gets me when you make that sentiment, because I understand what that feels like. Monique, what are the obstacles? No, as Teresa said, November 1st, we all go, but July 1st, we all went on November 1st also. So what are we facing?
We've got to have places to put people. That's the first obstacle. We've got to have people work together. Collaboration is key. And then we've got to have places to put people. And that's probably the biggest obstacle I can think of is, we've got all these folks on the street and we don't have enough shelter beds. So how do we fix that? We don't have enough places for people to be safe in their tent. So how do we fix that?
Absolutely. So, Teresa, Monique has given us the obstacles. I'm also going to say the sweeps don't help. That's just my opinion, not an opinion of the three of you, but I watched those sweeps happen. And it's very hard to watch those sweeps. Teresa, what are the opportunities for us when we accomplish this by November 1st?
So you won't get any argument from us about the sweeps not working. I don't even think you'll get argument from the city and county about the sweeps not working. But that's one of the obstacles to this, is that we have neighborhoods especially poor neighborhoods, being impacted by all of this, and there's not a solution. We don't have a safe campground to say this is where you go. And when the city has tried to get some spaces, there have been a lot of neighbors who've said, NIMBY, NIMBY. And so we need people to learn more about this issue, and so that they can be welcoming the idea of people. People are not going to be more dangerous if we create safe campsites and safe parking places for them to be. It's actually, they're going to be safer. They are more often than not the victims of violence than the perpetrators of violence. We can, if we can pull together on this and stop worrying about whether or not it's on our block, because for many of us, it's already on our block. That's the opportunity.
I love that. So Monique, what's happening right now in this effort? Where are we as of the 13th, 14th, 15th of October, whenever our audience is viewing this? What are you excited about?
Well, for Fob Hope, I'm excited about my new encampment. I am working with the city of Tacoma to open an encampment over on 82nd and Pacific. It will be sanctioned by the city, so there will be no sweeps. It will be a safe place with a barrier around it, some cameras, some security. And we're going to work hard to get people from there into housing as quickly as possible. The goal is to focus on veterans first. We prioritize them because that's what Fob Hope does. We work with veterans. I'm a 26-year Army vet, and so that's my focus. When I got out of the military and realized that there are veterans, people who served this country, living on the street, I was in shock. So that's my focus, and that's where we'll begin. But we will have others in the encampment and just try to act as a model so that we can get people in and on to permanent housing quicker.
So nobody does it alone. So Monique, what do you need? How can people help?
Man, so many ways. Donations for the encampment would be great in terms of food and clothing. Also, I forgot what I was going to say. Teresa and I spoke earlier. Teresa, can you jump in and talk about what we talked about? I cannot remember.
We have a lot of outreach folks, including all of us, who try to get things out to people. And we get these wonderful donations, but we need a place to keep them. So right now we're relying on the generosity of our friends letting us use the space in their garage. We have it in I'm not going to turn my camera to the living room, but I'm telling you, having a space, and especially with Monique taking on what she's taking on, we'd like to have a space for 4 or 5 small nonprofits to have a space where we can keep things that we can put out there and that other people can use.
I love that. So any storage, any big space, any commercial space that's not being used, landlords, listen up. Lori, what do you want to add to that before we say goodbye?
We'd like people to do a couple of things. First of all, look at the website we just created, which we're very proud of. Teresa and I work on a blog post every week that kind of highlights misconceptions people might have about people who are homeless, who they are, what they experience, what they need. You have to take a look at it. I create the graphics. Teresa puts together all the wonderful information. There's hundreds of links on there that are helpful. We just want to reframe the question. We want to get rid of the misinformation. So that's one thing. The other thing is the county has an awesome survey they would like everybody in the community to take. There's a link to that from our site, which is Safe Sites 4. That's the number 4 all. Just go there and take a look. The survey's available there. The survey's available on the county's website. Get your opinion in there.
I love that. Thank you is not enough for the 3 of you, for the sons and daughters that you talk to on a daily basis and remind them that they are loved, they are worth more than their circumstances around them, and that people want to help them and to trust us is okay. I thank you for that message. And I also ask that the 3 of you take care of yourselves, because caring for the caregiver is big and sustainability is huge. And once the unhoused let us in, it's our job to show up. So get your rest, take your vitamins, eat your vegetables because we're in flu season, because you three angels need to use your wings. And I thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome, Lori.